Bad pun. Go back to 1504. Michelangelo. You can make a pun of that name. Laid on his back and painted the Sistine Chapel, but before that, he was off doing Michelangelo's David. It was unveiled in Piazza della Signoria in Florence, considered a masterpiece. The sculpture is one of the defining works of the Renaissance. Of course, in America, we would make David cover up his naughty bits because we're a bunch of idiots in this country. 1664, as part of the Anglo-Dutch War, it was a guy named as part of the Anglo-Dutch War, the Duke of York, later named James II, took the city of Amsterdam, whose name was changed to New York. So 1664, one of the only things that the Duke of York did when he was the son of James I, or actually Charles II, he was the son of Charles II, he took over New York. So happy birthday, New York. You've been called New York since 1664 on this day. Congratulations. No longer New Amsterdam. 1781, American troops commanded by General Nathaniel Greene defeated British forces under Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Stewart, probably related to me and you, in the Battle of Etah Springs during the American Revolution. So that was probably one of the first and our last victories, because the American Revolution quickly drew to a close in 1781. 1725, Peter Sellers was born. It's 100th birthday for Peter Sellers, the Pink Panther. Famous, hilarious comedian. Of course, he was also played several roles in the movie Dr. Strangelove. British actor Peter Sellers, who portrayed an astonishing range of characters, but was perhaps best known for his inept Inspector Jacques Clouseau, and the British Pink Panther. The British, I'm sorry, he wasn't a British Pink Panther, but he's a British actor. And the Pink Panther, actually, were British films. They were directed by, what's his name? I'll think of his name in a little bit. The guy that was married to Julie Andrews. See, I remember her name. I don't remember his name. He directed a lot of these. I'll think of it in a little while. 1930, the American company 3M began marketing transparent adhesive tape under the trademark name Scotch Tape. More Scotland involved in this. Scotch Tape, 3M means Minnesotan Manufacturing and Mining. But they invented tape, Scotch tape. You can see through it tape. See through it tape was invented this day, 1930, so it's 95 years old. 1941, German and Finnish armies began the siege of Leningrad. So the Germans, again, the Finnish, we did this last week, are paying reparations had to pay reparations to the Soviet Union, even though the Soviet Union invaded them. Anyway, the German and Finnish armies began a siege of Leningrad, which is now called St. Petersburg, that lasted for 872 days. That's 2.5 years of siege of Leningrad. This means they starved them to death. 1945, at the end of World War II, the first U.S. troops entered the Korean Peninsula south of the 38th parallel to receive the Japanese surrender. North of the parallel, Japanese troops surrendered to Soviet forces. So the Japanese who were occupying Korea gave up two different surrenders. I guess probably not both on this day, but the ones that South Korea surrendered this day, kind of apt with we see South Korea workers, non-union workers being deported. Probably not deported. I'm sure they'll work on some sweetheart deal. 1960, the psychological thriller Psycho, directed by Alfred Hitchcock and based on real-life serial killer Ed Gein, was released in American theaters. It became a classic, especially known for its scene in which Janet Leigh's character is murdered in the shower. Janet Leigh, the mother of Jamie Lee Curtis, and who was in her own series of horror movies. I want to make that link clear. Jamie Lee Curtis was not famous until she was in Halloween. 1966, the first episode of the sci-fi series Star Trek aired on American television. So live long and prosper. It's 59 years ago today. Star Trek made its appearance with Captain Kirk and all the fun gang there. 1974, Richard Nixon resigned as President of the United States. Yes, on August 8th, he was pardoned by Gerald Ford. He resigned the U.S. President on August 8th. He was eventually pardoned by Gerald R. Ford. Of course, Richard Nixon, famous quote was, "I am not a crook. I am just a thoroughly compromised, dishonest person." So there you go. He wanted to straighten us out in that one detail. 1998, Mark McGwire of the St. Louis Cardinals broke Roger Maris's 1961 record for most home runs in a regular professional baseball season by hitting his 67th of the season. He finished with 70. Sammy Sosa also broke the record that year with 66. They were both all roided up, all on steroids, just hitting that ball. Balls that used to be pop-ups before left the stadium. That's what steroids did to you. Wow, I hit that way too far. I barely swung. I'm really strong. And the record was later broken by Barry Bonds, who I think he hit like 75, right? Of course, he was roided up too, just because he wanted to join the party. 2003, German filmmaker Leni Riefenstahl, a stylistically influential director, died at the age of 101. Best known for association with Adolf Hitler and the creation of Nazi propaganda films. Of course, she got to live to be 101. Why? Why wasn't she just taken to the executed for being a propagandist? Oh, she's dedicated flower. Oh, bullshit. Should have been executed. She got to live to be 101? Get the hell out of here. We didn't do nothing to the Nazis. Basically, she lived a long life. I was just a propagandist. I wasn't killing anybody. Come on, man. 2015, American comedian Stephen Colbert debuted as the host of The Late Show, replacing Dave Letterman. It was got a 10-year run before the fascists in charge of CBS canceled the show. 2022, fascist appeasers basically might as well be fascist. So then no difference. I make no difference between them, as you shouldn't. If you're just giving up your own freedom to screw everybody else, you're just as bad as a fascist. 2022, Queen Elizabeth died after more than 7 decades on the British throne. Elizabeth II died at the age of 96. Her eldest son became King Charles III, and Reggie Jackson was taken in for questioning. That goes back to a movie called The Naked Gun, if you've never seen it. You got to watch The Naked Gun to get that joke. Reggie Jackson, never mind. 2023, a severe earthquake struck near the town of Oka-Medellin in western Morocco. 2,900 people and injuring 5,500 was felt as far away as Portugal and Algeria. So Morocco in Africa had an earthquake felt in Algeria and Portugal. That aren't that terribly far away. Did kill a lot of people. Our featured event is Joan of Arc. We've been to her statue in Paris. She has one right there in that main boulevard. 1429, Joan d'Arc attacks Paris. On this day in 1429, Joan of Arc, a French farmer's daughter who believed she was acting under divine guidance, and the French said, "All right, the hell, let's do it. Let's go." Attempted to oust the Duke of Burgundy and take Paris for a newly crowned King Charles VII. So, happy event day to Joan of Arc, who unfortunately was treated like shit after that. King Richard I, King of England, is our feature biography. King Richard I, or Dickie as they call them. I don't know what they call them. It's September 8th, 1857, was born in Oxford, England. And he died on 1199 at the age of 41 in Aquitaine, France. What was he doing in France? I'm guessing he was invading. Right? Yeah, that's probably what he was doing. So he died at the age of 41, invading France. Or he was excommunicated, who knows, or whatever. But anyway, he died in France. Born in England, died in France. Our other featured birthdays, Antonin Dvorak, Bohemian composer, born in 1841. Did not compose the Bohemian Rhapsody, though. Peter Sellers' birthday we did. Patsy Cline's birthday. If Patsy Cline was still around, she would be 93 today. She died in a plane crash. Who knows how long she would have lived. She's one of your great country music voices. 1941, Bernie Sanders. Happy birthday to Bernie Sanders, turning 84 today. Happy birthday, Bernie! Get out there and kick some ass. 1954 is the birthday of Ruby Bridges, American civil rights activist. And who's Ruby Bridges? She was allowed to go to school with white kids in Arkansas. Yeah! She's She's only turning 71 today. So she's only 71, and in her lifetime, our government decided that white kids and black kids can't get along. In there, here, other. That's the way it needs to be. We need to have a class society based on skin color. Yeah, some bunch of assholes are still alive. Think that's a thing. So,
and you know what it is?
There's your days.
Europe's fault. French people. There's a lot of famous French eugenicists who started all these ideas. He took it to America and said that was a good idea.
You can blame whoever you want.
Imported.
You can blame whoever you want, but it's all complete bullshit. I have never made a friend based on their skin color. National Pediatric Hematology Oncology Nurses Day is today. So if you're a nurse who's helping people and going through cancer, it's your day. It's National Boss Employee Exchange Day. Sounds good, but it's only one Monday a year, and it ain't like the boss is going to pay you any extra for being his boss. So I guess on Monday after Labor Day, some businesses have a deal where the boss goes and does the underlings' jobs, kind of like Boxing Day in England. But again, whatever. You know you're not really changing places, so haha, psych. You're going back to being poor tomorrow. And it's National Star Trek Day. So those are your days. Everything. No food today, unfortunately.
Don't worry, I've got some food in my puns.
Why not? Those are your days, your everything, your mispronunciations, alliteration headlines, no haikus, no limericks today, but plenty of mispronunciations and plenty of bad puns. I think we had some of those. For Monday, September 8th, 2025, on Before Star Trek. There you go. Go watch some Star Trek. Right on.
Okay, I've got your news, your puns based on the news of today. My first one is...
Soundboard.
My friend is really into Joan of Arc memorabilia. I'm beginning to think he might be a heroin addict.
Oh!
My next one. This one's more of a deep cut. Richard I of England, the cowardly Lionheart, escapes Jerusalem in disguise.
No! Is that what he did?
Yeah, the cowardly lion. Just imagine from the Wizard of Oz. Imagine that. It's more of a visual pun than anything. And then, for Star Trek Day, which I can't do the thing because I can't separate my pinky and my ring finger like that. I have to hold it like this. Yeah, you can do it. Long live and pasta! There's your food.
Oh, is that... That sounds like it's from the Flying Spaghetti Monster, right?
Yeah, exactly. Long live and pasta. Live long and pasta.
That's the saying of the Flying Spaghetti Monster religion, which, of course, if you practice the Flying Spaghetti Monster religion, you're a pastafarian. Just wanted to explain that to everybody.
And make sure you have your daily dose of spaghetti.